So, this is the first week of classes, and so far I've had biological substrates of behavior, which is really interesting. Lecture was only an hour, but we have quite a bit of reading to do for the 2 essays that I have to write this term for that particular class. Love my teacher. She's really awesome. She's got a great personality and a really good sense of humor, which you kind of have to have when you talk about sexual selection between different species, or of different species, not between them. But yes, but definitely entertaining, and certainly more than interesting. But what I really want to talk about is about my London theater class. Um, So today was the first day of London theater class, which has about an hour and a half lecture every week, and then we go to the theater 9 out of 10 weeks, which included this week. And this week we saw Decade, which is a production or a play looking back on the past 10 years of post 9/11. It was I think it was really well done, but it was definitely really heavy, and really emotional, and it's really hard to have an opinion about kind of the play itself, not just like what was well done, was the actors or the movements, was the performance well, or but kind of what I think about the idea itself. And it's hard to kind of have an opinion about it because I feel like even though I lived through 9/11 and the World Trade Center going down, um, I was 11 and I was in the 6th grade. And the only thing I remember of that day or the day after was my core classes teacher telling me that I would remember that day forever, um, and always know that what happened. And the news being on all day at home. But other than that, I don't remember feeling anything, or understanding, and I think that's part of why I think I didn't feel anything, is because I didn't understand really what was going on. I don't remember a lot, but being in the theater today with it had like where we sat towards the back, and it was like you kind of were like sitting at a restaurant, and the stage was circular and then kind of like in the center, um, and so you were in it. You were a part of it. You weren't just the audience, just watching these people interact with each other. You were in the middle of it. You were part of the stage, and that was awesome. But it was it was it was it, it was sad to watch and to think about, and they were just like little clips, a lot of things of different people's stories, um, really is what I think it was. And they actually used some people's interviews, and so the actors memorized the interviews word for word, and even to the their gestures and movements. It was beautiful, and acted them out it was just really, really heavy. Um, um, they had other, like added things. Um, there was kind of some dance to it in particular parts. I guess you kind of have to see it to get it or to understand, but it went well um, with what was going on. Um, but just to hear part of those people's stories, even if it wasn't like really those people, but to watch it being performed and to watch um, the directors and the writers and to 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 watch and see and to feel how they reflect upon um, 9/11 was really something. It was really good. But yeah, needless to say, I needed some hugs and do something a little lighthearted after that. But anyway, that was what I kind of wanted to talk about. Um, otherwise, the other than Decade and the really really heavy play, um, yesterday I went to the London Eye, and wrote it and took some really good pictures. Those should already be up on the blog. But that was a lot of fun. And then all of us girls went out and we went to Be at One. Apparently it's a chain kind of bar in the Covent Garden area. And I had a really fun time with them, and that was cool. And the bartender decided to steal my hat as she was making my drinks, which was a lot of fun. So I will definitely be going back there and with another hat, different hat. And today I actually made use of some of my cooking and baking skills, and I made chocolate banana bread because I didn't use my bananas fast enough. So I'm the only one other than my neighbor Maria Amelia who really cooks. Everybody else doesn't really cook. They make pasta and use the microwave while I use the stove and the oven. It's funny because I've never lived in a dorm, and watching all of my flatmates struggle to cook things or to make comments like, "Oh, you're such a culinary artist," and it's like, no, I just do the necessities so that I don't have to eat bland food or eat the same thing all the time and can eat somewhat healthy. So, but that's entertaining. Anyway, so tomorrow I have 2 more classes, and those are both my harder classes, my third year classes. Each of those are 2 hours apiece, and those are going to be developmental cognitive neuroscience and topics in neuropsychology. I'm really excited for those. Call me a bit of a geek or a nerd, but I'm excited. So anyway, stay tuned and see you guys later.